Hello, Lovelies. Welcome back to Mama G Gear. It's Mama G here. Don't forget your thummies. Totally appreciate that. Do that for everybody. I started without you. Hope that's the first time you've ever heard that in your life. And these are Bristol. Oop, hold on. These are Nomad Base. It's Bristol. And they're 70% fine organic merino wool and 30% hemp. It's 328 yards or 300 meters. It's a 2-ply sport weight. I dyed some of this the other day, and yeah, it's cool. I like the base. It's a really nice base. I've already submerged these and drenched them in a bath of citric acid and water. They're on the heater. I have it on low heat. It's a low immersion. As you can see, hopefully that there's really not much water in the pan. I mean, they're not swimming, they're just floating on top basically. And I'm going to carefully show you this. Already prepared a liter full of fire engine red, and there is some citric acid in that. As I did say, oh, I wasn't going to put any more in there. I did. I actually forgot that I wasn't going to until after I did it. So now what I'm doing here, being that I'm touching it and it's not burning my hand, is I'm heating what's in here, the water that's in here, and heating up these hanks. You don't want to ever have it on boiling. You will felt, unless you're wanting to felt your wool. Also, always wear protective gear. As you see, I'm actually wearing my gloves today because yesterday when I dyed, my hands and fingernails on both sides were completely blue. Had to use Comet, soak them, scrub them. I mean, and there's still blue residue in my fingernails, which is kind of gross. And I didn't go out yesterday, so I'm okay with that. But I don't want to be in public, people looking at my hands thinking they're dirty. But anyway, there's about, I'm going to say, 3 liters of water that have been added to this thus far. And oh, if you didn't know, we're dyeing yarn. It's another unconventional tutorial. In the past video, hopefully I'm dropping these in the right order, I did the 2 primary colors. I did yellow and blue, which made a really gorgeous. Do check that video out. Green, yellow, and blue. And then I did red and yellow, which of course came into red, yellow, and orange. And this base is going to be red and blue to give me a red, blue, purple, hopefully, allegedly. And this is a different base. I did the other ones in Asperitas. I'm kind of low on my yarns, so it's going to be a little bit before I can make another order of them. But I'm having fun while I still have what I have. All right. Anything else? Yes, do wear a mask always when you're doing this at home. Even when you're going to open the cap of your dye, your dry dye, your acid dye, please wear a mask. Literally, I'm telling you from a personal experience, do wear a mask. It's not a funny thing, especially if you have any kind of respiratory problems already to start with. And let's see, I also have my heavy duty, thick space NASA gloves that I'm going to grab in a hot sec. I just want to make sure that these are really nice and hot, and so I'm going to put you on hold while this is, I'm going to put the lid on it. Put a lid on it, woman, and then come right back. So you hang in there. All right, so I'm a little depressed. I did the whole thing videotaping and thinking the tape wasn't on. So, all right, I'm just going to recap of what I did. It was great. It was intriguing. There's 4 pots. Oh, I'm so frustrated. Okay, bear with, guys, bear with. All right, so we're using Nomad Bristol. It's a 70 organic merino wool, 30 hemp, 2-ply, 328 or 300 meters, 328 yards. A little frustrated, sport weight. What I did was fire engine red in here, a liter of water with some citric acid pre-mixed. There was about 3 liters of water in the bath. I don't know if I told you any of this stuff, and hopefully I'm recording. And then poured it on where the tops were darker, but then I figured, like I did before in the other 3-way colorways, I kind of picked through and pushed down to get a little bit more of the red in penetrating into the hanks. Okay, there's a lot more that I said. I'm just really frustrated that I wasn't recording. But it happens, you know. Yeah, so this is gonna be, if I didn't say it, this is gonna be red, and then we're gonna flip this and add blue. We're doing the primary colors. The other ones were green. We made a green, blue, and yellow out of blue and yellow, and then we made a red, orange, and yellow out of just the red and yellow. That's the last batches that came out really great. They were a different base. This is the Bristol base. This is a little hemp, so it's interesting. It's got a nice look to it. I'm kind of digging this. Kind of gives me like a rustic hobo look. I don't know, is that a thing? I don't even know. But anyway, yeah, so I've already had this sitting and simmering, and when I went to turn off the camera, I realized it was actually off. But, so there's the red. I will show you the process, allegedly, hopefully, of the blue on the other side. I'm such a mess. It's really cloudy out today. We actually had a little bit of rain already. So, yesterday I dyed 21 hanks of yarn, but it was such a gorgeous windy day. They all dried, except for the last 3 that were sock yarns. And this morning I did a video. Hopefully you've already seen it. If you haven't, check it out. I do a video showing you all the hanks that I have up close and personal. So do check that out. And if I didn't say it, don't forget your thumbs. Totally appreciate that. Please do that for every video that you watch. You know, if you don't like them, don't subscribe, but at least give them a thumb. It really does help algorithm and Annie Lennox. All right, so I'm going to redo this. I'm going to put the lid on it. Put a lid on it, woman. And let this sit for a little bit. Go have some of my coffee, and then I will be back. Let's hope I don't not film this time. All right, I think I did it right this time. That was frustrating. If I repeat anything, that's because I don't know what was said during the other time that I was filming. Do remember always to use your gear, wear a mask, and gloves. My hands were so blue yesterday, fingernails, tops, bottoms. It was really disgusting. And from personal experience, if you have any kind of respiratory issue, do wear a mask whenever you are going to open the dry dye. I mean that seriously, because I love you. All right, loud noise, hold on. Oh, I try to mitigate that. All right, so we still have the heat on. There's a little bit of red in there, but I'm not too worried about that. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Perfect. The inside of these is a lot of white. So we're going to give it a good squish and suck up some of that colored yarn. And there's some red in the water. That is, again, okay. I probably already said that, but because I'm going to mix it with blue now, so it's going to make purple. Oh, good, we're filming. Hey, little happy for little things. Okay, so yeah, these are my NASA space gloves. They're not really NASA space gloves, but they're amazing. So this is Caribbean Blue by Dharma. We're just going to do this. Just pour it over. I didn't put quite a whole liter in here because there is a lot of water already in the pot. But I do want to cover the whole top. Wow, look at how that blue hit that yarn that wasn't already dyed. It's going to be gorgeous. Hopefully it's going to be gorgeous. And I did add citric acid to this mix as well. Yeah, I have a plastic bag that I'm putting, I'm knocking over. I have a plastic bag that I'm putting anything that's already has dye on it on, so it's not, because I'm doing this in my actual kitchen, which is probably not the smartest thing, but I haven't asked the man that lives here to build me a kitchen. They call them, I think it's called inductors, I might be wrong, where it's electrical heating plates that you can heat up and have better control of the heat on your hanks. So there's a possibility. Then I would just need some kind of water to be able to do this in a building other than my kitchen. But pipe dreams, pipe dreams. I'm separating and putting them together. I want that blue to really get in there. I don't care if this blue completely covers over the red, to be honest with you. I don't care. I'm really trying to make more of a purple variegation of purple. Is that the right word? Variegate, which is different shades, correct? Right? Variety of shades of the purple, because there'll be some blue and there will be some red, but I really want it to be predominantly, look at that mess, predominantly purple. Hold on one sec. Let me get my father's spatula. I love the fact that I use this. I know that he's up there in heaven giggling at me every time I say Dad's spatula. Our camping spatula. And I say it a lot, but every time I dye yarn and use this, it brings back memories of me being a kid with my family, camping and using our camping aluminum coffee cups and all that kind of stuff that we used. So little things like that are kind of cool, I think. Oh my gosh, this is going to be gorgeous. Allegedly. I can't believe I filmed that whole part talking to you about safety tips and all that kind of stuff, and I hope I just repeated about the safety. You know, do use your gear. What the heck is that weird thing right there? You see that? Might be a chunk of dye, but I almost feel like it's a piece of plastic. Okay, it's come off. Maybe. Huh, weird. I have to remember that that's there and check it. But, oh, I don't know if in this video, because the part that I accidentally didn't film, there is a video that I did this morning prior to this, what I'm doing now, that I show you all the hanks that I've dyed thus far, up close and personal. So definitely, if I haven't already dropped that, look for that, and if I have, check it and see if I did, because it shows you all the hanks so far that I was hanking them and throwing them in their organza bags. And I will also be including in all of your hanks like a sheet or two of the color catcher, which when you're hand washing your project, throw that in there and it'll pick up any residue of dye that comes off of your yarn, because that's inevitable. I don't, some colors wash out easier, some are a lot harder to wash out, and depending on the temperature and all that kinds of, a bunch of variables, you will get residue of dye coming off. So anyway, they're called color correctors or color catchers. There's a bunch of different brands of them. You can get them on Amazon, probably Walmart, and not a bad gig to have. All right, so we're going to cover this and let that sit. Put you on hold, and I'm going to wash off my equipment, and I'll see you in a minute. Hold on. All right, real quick here, only because this is a Notions pouch. Oops, sorry about that loudness. This is a Notion pouch. I believe it's made out of linen. Rusty bought a bunch of them. Her Cricut will not stick to it, so we're going to do that. I'm just curious if the linen, if acid dye will dye the linen. It doesn't look like, well, maybe, because I got a lot of blue in here, so let's maybe soak some up with this. I tried this at one point with a bucket hat. I have a bunch of bucket hats of different colors, and I threw a bucket hat in one of the batches that I was making, but it didn't work out very well. So this I'm not looking for. This might just not work out. It may, all of this might rinse out, but what the heck. If it does work out, then I can make some cool tie-dyed Notions pouches for you. I'm making pools. I don't know if you figured that out. I'm trying to make pools. All right, just wanted to throw that in there. That's all. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, you are not upside down. I actually flipped the pan around because that back burner seems to burn a little hotter even when I lower it. But I've turned the heat off to flip this over. I'm curious to see if this dyes, the project bag, Notions pouch. And now it's a matter, the dye is still in here. So now it's a matter of putting the lid on here and going about my day and letting it sit. And I turn the heat off, so the heat's going to just slowly cool. Hopefully this blue will absorb. And I'm going to go crochet. So I will see you when I'm ready to rinse these out. We're back. Don't you hate those jingles from commercials that get stuck in your head and ruminate? Anyway, just a thought. I haven't opened this yet, so let's see. It's still pretty hot. It's been cooling for a couple, it's been sitting here for a couple hours. And I've been crocheting. Oh, okay, so it did turn out more purple than I had expected, because I was thinking I should have added more red, because there wasn't really a lot of red in the residual water. But I could see, well, let's get this guy out of here. This may all just wash out. I've done this kind of stuff before where it's just washed out. Like I said with that bucket hat. But we'll see. I'm noticing this is definitely more purple. So like I have the 6 and I'll see which ones, like these two probably will go better together, you know, as they go, because I'm putting them again in sets of 2. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I just wanted to show you. Let's turn them over and see the other side. Oh, wow. Yeah, so the red. Ooh, look at that. That's interesting. This is going to have a big variation. Look at that. Can you see? Okay, wow, that's going to be cool. I wonder, do I open them and let them sit a little bit? Because that one was a lot. Which one did I look at? That one there. Maybe not. Kind of a pink and blue. Well, I could always add dye. I can't take it away. So I'm going to take these out, rinse them, open them, see what I'm going to open them and see what they look like. And then if I kind of like what they are, then I'll wash them and do all the yada yadas. But if I'm not happy how they look, if it's too much of a drastic craziness, then I'll bring you back and we will add more dye. That's all. All right, so I will show you what, well, we'll see what happens when it happens. Oh my gosh, I can't touch anything with these gloves. Alrighty, so they're rinsed out, and yeah, interesting how this one was the top one, and there's really a nice faded purple in there, but I haven't opened them yet. So let's see if I hold them up higher, and I'm still not sure what we're going to do, but we'll look at them and see. I could probably put it this way. Sorry for you moving around. Very 4th of July. Look at the fiber. Like, isn't that cool? I'm going to put you on hold and lay them out. Alrighty, so I laid them out, and I will say I'm a little underwhelmed. My expectations were a bit high for this one because the other 2 batches with the other color combos were way over my expectations. So I'm a little about this, to be honest with you. So this is the one that's the most faded. I really like this color purple that came out, but yeah, I'm not super stoked, to be honest. They're still wet. Geez, I wish you guys were here right now to give me some advice, because I'm really at a loss. I don't know if I like these, and I'm kind of disappointed in the respect that I only have 4 more hanks of this color, this yarn base, and I thought, oh, let me do all 6 for this because this will be great, and I'm not thinking it. I'm not feeling it. All right, what do I do? I just don't know if this is going to be a cool colorway worked up, to be honest. I mean, it'll brighten up a little bit once it dries, or soften, I should say. I'm digging this one. I actually am okay with this one. And there was only, it's not a lot of yardage. I can't remember what the yardage was, but anyway, I'm making an executive decision right now that I think I'm going to take, I've got 6 hanks here. I think I'm going to keep 2 out, and the other 4 I'm going to dye over them. Yeah, that's what's happening. And I might mix a purple and just do a high immersion where I just, put them right in a purple bath and see what happens. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. And if those look like they're coming out okay, then I'll drop the other 2 in. I think that's what's happening. Alrighty, I'll let you know. Alrighty, so we're back at the stove. I added, because I had my mask on, good girl, I added some Jacquard's Periwinkle and Jacquard Hot Fuchsia and also Caribbean Blue from Dharma. Okay, so that's what I added. I'm going to try not to make noise, but I want to stir this. I have a whisk, but I think with the whisk I'd be more noisy. So this is going to be a really strong, brilliant purple, hopefully. Yeah, I'm really disappointed. And I also made an executive decision to put all the hanks back in and not make this mistake. There's also citric acid in here, and I dumped 4 liters of water. So it's getting ready to be a boil. Just want to mix it up. Cook it, baby, cook it. Alright. It's pretty hot. I'm just going to throw them in. I'm really disappointed. Did I say that 80 million times? No rhyme or reason, because there's a lot of water, a lot of dye in here. So I'm just going to dump them in. And then once they're in, I'll squish them. Squish! Well, at least the whites and this stuff, it'll be variations of purple. I don't know. Who knows at this point? Questioning every thought. All right, let's squish it in there and see what happens. Now, it looks like a lot of blue there. Probably should have added more water, huh? Seeing a lot of blue. What's going on? I'm making a mess. I hope I don't destroy all these eggs. That's what you get when you wing it, you know? You don't know what you're going to get. I might add more water. Yeah, let me throw another cup of water. I'm turning the heat down. Oof, those fumes stink. Let me get another thing of water. Hang in there. I don't know. I'm just really... Yeah, I had such a great dyeing day yesterday. So what happens when you get confident? No, it's still fine. This is all a learning experience. I see there's purple in the middle, but I'm seeing a lot of blue on the ends. And that noise you heard was me pushing down and the wet on the bottom of the pan sizzed. Just in case you thought it might have been something else that I might have done. It was not. Girls don't do that. Alright. You know what? Since oh, look at this. Look at how much there is on the ends. And then, oh, not as much in the middle. Alright, so let's wing it with me for unconventional tutorial. Can't even say it. Unconventional tutorials. Lifting it up just to disperse the water a little more evenly. I'm telling you, these gloves, if you dye yarn, you got to get these gloves. I did look up, I couldn't find this brand, but I did find a brand online, so I don't know how great they are, but at Harbor Freight, which in our town, they just opened a little one, a little mini Harbor Freight store. So I was going to order them online, and I know they were opening it, so I said, well, let me wait and see if they might have it right in the store. But there were a pair that seemed similar. I like these with the bumps on them because when I'm wet felting, it also helps to agitate the fibers. That's why I bought these. I didn't buy this for dyeing. I bought these for wet felting. So I did a lot of that. Well, I'm seeing a lot of blue. And actually, since we're getting crazy, well, I don't have these laid out. I was going to sprinkle on top. Let's see if I can. I don't know if that's going to be possible now that I got them all mix-mashed, to lay them out more even. So when if I sprinkled anything, that it goes evenly on the hanks. But all right, I'm going to add a little more red on top. Let's do it, right? Let's try it. Let's try this. Let me find it. Fire Engine Red. And because I'm getting cocky, I'm not even putting a mask on here. I was just saying what a good girl I am. And just sprinkling it right out from the bottle. And I'm standing away. Not that particles can't float, but I'm not breathing. All right. Far away from my body. Okay, so now we sprinkled some. This is definitely a test. I almost want to leave it for a hot second and see if it, no, let's just, all right, here's our purple. That's what I was looking for. There's our purple. Okay. Wow, I'm glad I'm filming this, you're seeing it. I will say the dyeing yarn is a lot of fun. It is a learning experience. It is a little expensive to get started because, of course, your supplies, like these chafing pans, I bought 3 chafing pans like this, and they were probably 80 bucks. But these are 6-inch high, and these are restaurant. These aren't, these are a little bit better quality ones, but it's an investment. And then of course all the dyes. But you only really need your primary colors, and then maybe a couple, of course, a black or whatever, and maybe some browns or whatever, a few. But if you get your primary colors, you can make a lot of different colors with those, obviously. So it's a good way if you're going to start doing this. And like I always say, and I don't know if I said it in this particular video at any point, never use anything that you use with acid dye for any kind of food products, like any utensils. Yeah, I don't even like using my kitchen sink, to be honest with you. And when I'm done dyeing, I bleach, and at first I Comet. We use Comet all over it to get the dye out because I make a mess, and then I also bleach the heck out of it, and sometimes I'll even add vinegar just to, be super safe, that I'm not using anything that's touching this dye and going near anything that's a food product. So just pointing that out. So if you do use something, like I was going to use my, canning containers and my crock pot, and if I'm going to do that, they have to go away from any food part. Like I keep all my dyeing stuff, my supplies, all in a separate spot. I'm making a mess over here because I just have these all spaghettied in here. It's like linguine. I'm like an Italian mother over here with the linguine. I used to make my own, we called it gravy, not sauce, just to be different. But I used to make my own gravy out of tomatoes out of the garden in another life. That I did back in my first marriage. I was married to an Italian from the Bronx. And we did have the spaghetti on Wednesdays. My son is named Anthony, so it was fun. Oh my God, some of the Italian food is just amazing. Alright, I'm just trying to line these up a little bit to make a decision to add more red on this side. They're kind of elongated. I should have done this to start with, sorry. Alright, so we still have some purple in there. I do see some areas, as you do, of lighter blue, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. This is going to be a variegated of colors, and it's fairly clear. Look, I mean, it looks dark to you, but there's like a layer of clear water. Maybe not. I lied. No, there is. It's definitely not a lot, but if I squish down, then it's going to show more because it's coming off of the hanks themselves. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do here now, I had plans for my afternoon, but looks like I'm going to be playing with yarn. What I'm going to do here, see how clear that is? Then squish, is let this sit. I'm going to turn the heat off because it's pretty hot right now. I'm going to turn the heat off, keep the lid off, and just let it sit and kind of cool down on its own, and then we'll see. I think I'm already happier with what we've got here. It's going to be a really deep, rich variety of purples, primarily purples with maybe little bits of blue, and I think at this point we're pretty much done with red, but it looks like there's some like little light pink or pink, purpley pink colors. So I'm cool with that. So, and then the combo, as you see here, I don't know if you could tell, the combo here is a really pretty purple. So like here's a blue that may or may not become more may become more purple. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave the top off, turn the heats off, go jump in the shower, get dressed. I really do have things I need to do this afternoon, so I can't be playing with yarn all day. Again today, I did it all day yesterday. I never even got out of my pajamas yesterday. I just stayed in my jammies and dyed yarn from 5 a.m. until I was done dyeing yarn after dinner, because I had to get this all out by dinner, the mess. But everything was out drying outside, and I think I was hanking up the hanks, or starting to bring them in and hanking them up by 8 o'clock at night, you know, so I can't do that again today. But yeah, I'm just boring the heck out of you at this point. Yeah, I'll show you the end process. Take 2. Okay, bye-bye. Well, see you in a sec. Alrighty then. This has been a day. I took my shower. I'm feeling much better. I rinsed all these out. They are, in fact, very wet. They just came out of the sink. But I think I saved them. What do you think? This would be a really nice sweater. Oh, of course, because I love sweaters, but it really would be a nice sweater with all these different colors going through it. And they're actually showing up more of a contrast on the camera. It may not be so much on the, when I find it through the video. Like this is not quite as blue as you're seeing. It's more muted. It actually blends way more subtly in real person, but I love this. Look at that. There's some areas in here that are just really gorgeous. And there is only blues and purples, except for, like this here. There's a little bit of that, but there really is no red. But it's gorgeous. It's definitely much richer looking to me. But all right, yeah. So that's we saved it. Okay. Was frustrated. I was really frustrated and disappointed and sad, and all of those emotions were happening. But now I'm like, okay, it's not exactly what I kind of, what I planned in my head, but that's part of learning and trying to fix the things that don't work for you. But like this one here has definitely got more pinks in it. And then these have more blues and purples. But all in all, thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget your thumb, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.